Happy Sunday morning, everyone. How was your New Year's Eve? Since I'm an old married guy and my wife's an old married woman and we have kids at home, our New Year's was right here at home. And we had a good time. And they're still all sleeping over there on the other side of that wall. So I have to be very careful with how loud I get this early in the morning. They'll all be up soon. So good morning, everybody. Grumpy Stack, good to see you. He says, smoke free in 23. Let's do this. All you rah, rah, rah. Let's do this. Let's do that. Blah, blah, blah. Grumpy. Let's do this. You're such a cheerleader. And everybody, no, and I mean that all in good nature. So how's everybody doing this morning? I see Uncle Dave is here. He's hanging in the wings. And Cordia is here. Good to see you. And Matthew Sainsbury over in Barbados. Good to see you. Anybody else in the chat room this morning quite yet? Not yet. So what are your plans for the New Year's? He tried to get some good firework clips in his area, but saw some good ones on the Barbados beach, says Matthew. You're my first hater of the year. That's it, Grumpy. I strive to be number one. Winning, winning, winning. Rainey's still over there sleeping. She'll hopefully join us in a little bit. And let's see. It is 23 in Barbados. What is that? The temperature? Is it 23 in Barbados? Is it 23 in Louisiana? Grumpy Stack? I'm just curious. I'm trying to let my coffee sink in. I think Uncle Dave probably has his coffee sinking in. So let's get him over here too. He likes to join up right away. How you doing, Uncle Dave?
Oh my God, I had the worst night.
Oh.
So I went to sleep, and it was one of those nights where every hour on the hour I looked at the clock, and so it was like 1:57, then it was 2:57, then it was 3:57. I'm like, what is
Did
going
you have
on?
any little girls in burlap shifts and rope belts up here at the end of your bed?
No, and so this all night long, I'm not sleeping. I've got a huge day. I've got lots of driving to do today, and I'm starting to get anxiety because I'm like, I got to sleep. I've got to sleep. And finally, off in the distance, I hear this sound, and I'm like, that sounds like my alarm, but it sounds so far away. And then I wake up, and I shut my alarm off, and I realize I have been dreaming about not being able to sleep all night long. I was
So you've been
actually
asleep the whole
asleep.
time. You just dreamt the
I've
whole
been asleep the whole night. I'm completely awake and refreshed, but I had this terrible nightmare that I couldn't sleep. And it was so real. And then I realized that the first time I looked at the clock was an hour or so before I had actually gone to bed.
Nice.
And how weird is it that you would look at the clock exactly 1 hour apart every time? That just the hour was ticking by, but the minutes weren't changing.
That's
and I laid there in bed for 20 minutes this morning trying to figure out, did I sleep? Did I not sleep?
Did I actually
Was I
go
dreaming?
to sleep last night?
What the heck was? And when I realized I had dreamt not sleeping the whole night, or at least the last part of the morning before I woke up. Craziness, absolute craziness.
It's eating Chinese food at 8 o'clock at night. That's what did it.
Was it that late? I don't think it was that late when we went out for dinner.
No, I think it was still light out.
We were back by 7.
So Uncle Dave took my daughter Rowan out for Chinese because he walked in the door yesterday and she goes, "You taking me to Chinese?" That's why you're here. And he said, "Well, maybe." And then
that wasn't on my agenda today, but whatever.
Once he said, "Yes, okay, I'll take you to Chinese." Then
Ellery.
Ellery wanted to go to Chinese, and he says, "I'm sorry, I've just got the one seat." And then Rowan's like, "Well, if Ellery's going, I'm not going." So, but Dave ended up taking just Rowan. But every 5 minutes, I swear,
Are we
while we're
going
sitting,
yet?
we're talking, we're doing stuff, and Rowan's like, "Are we going yet? Are we going yet? Are we going yet?" And that's what our kids do to us. They
Yeah. And
badger us.
she's sitting there in a t-shirt and her Nike Spankies, which looks
Yep.
like she's not wearing any pants. And then I'm like, we don't even have pants on yet. I don't
You
know
gotta
what
get
you're supposed.
pants on to
It's
go.
wintertime, kid. We're not going like that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Yeah, Dave had a Groundhog Day dream last night.
Oh my God, so freaky. I've never had that.
That was a fantastic movie. When did that come out? That had to come out 25 years ago. I remember I sat with a couple of buddies. We sat
Bill
and
Murray
laughed
still
our
looked
butts
young.
off through that whole movie. So, huh?
I said Bill Murray still looked young.
Yeah, he was still young back then. And Andy McDowell still looked young.
Yeah.
Wow.
McDowell.
So, yeah, I haven't seen Andy McDowell in anything for years. Is she just out of the business? Is she not getting a
And
role?
that's exactly the way I'd like to
Conservative or
see her.
something in
And that's
Hollywood?
exactly the way I'd like to see her.
Yeah. I think I've seen pictures of her somewhere, and she looks still as amazing as she did 30 years ago.
She's got
But
classic beauty. She'll age really well.
classic beauty, yeah. There was in my comic book, the Bloodlore Chronicles, that that was published in 1988, 35 years ago. I used Andy McDowell as the model for making Caris Vieira, the female main character in that comic. So, if you don't know about that, it's a space opera.
Yep.
I had taken for the general audience. I had taken the American Revolution and put it into a planetary, space age space opera setting, and so she was the main character in that for me. And somewhere around here, I probably have one of those sitting, and I'd show you what she looks like. But I gave her red hair instead of the brunette hair. So anyway,
I was going to say, you can't make her better, but you just give her red hair. That just.
yeah, and just a notch up. Hey, look who's joining us this morning. It's Brother Chuck. How you doing, Chuck?
Happy New Year. You having a good year?
No.
No.
How's your year so far?
On Wednesday, Tuesday, we paid off my wife's car.
Nice.
Which made us feel really good. And then on Wednesday, our furnace went out. And then
there's the next there's where those next 2 months of car payments went.
Yeah, and then it's not even fixed yet. It's still only 50.
I was gonna say, you look a little chilly. Are you outside?
I was gonna say, yeah, you're kind of bundled up for being in the house.
They won't come and get the new furnace in until Wednesday.
Oh man!
So we've been without heat for about a week now, and it's.
So you're burning furniture in the living room floor yet?
As much as we can, yeah.
You're a reenactor. You can deal with this.
We got the kid out there chopping the chairs apart.
Right. Yeah. So it's been chilly. Try to spend as much time not at home as we can, and find.
You know what Chuck's doing there? They said let's reenact the 1830s in our house. Oh, we forgot to put in a stove or a fireplace.
Yeah.
Get the kids up and off you go for the original pancake house and have yourself some walnut pancakes this morning.
That's what we're doing, actually. We got reservations in about an hour.
Nice.
There you go.
See? So that's exactly where we're going. I love that place.
Then text Dana and say, guess where I am? And she'll be mad as hell for a week.
Yep.
You got pancakes there and she didn't.
We're at the International House of Pancakes. Is that the one?
No. The original pancake house. It's there's like 2 locations in the Twin Cities there.
Yep.
Amazing pancakes.
Phenomenal.
You know
They're
where I
the
used
only
to like to
pancakes
go
I
for
really eat.
breakfast on Saturdays and Sunday mornings? Down to Dinkytown, which, folks listening, Dinkytown is the University of Minnesota's own little village inside Minneapolis boundaries. And we'd go down
Full
to
of college
Dinkytown to
kids.
Al's Breakfast. You ever been to Al's Breakfast?
I've not.
You walk in the front door of Al's Breakfast. It's like the whole restaurant is like 14 feet wide and about 80 feet deep. And you sit at the counter. And people
Oh,
will
I
just
know
be
which place you're
lined up.
talking about. Yeah,
Lined up waiting for breakfast there.
never been there, but I know which place you're talking. They were on Food Network a couple of times.
Yeah.
Sounds
We've
good.
been there for a long time. Another
Yeah.
place I really loved going, and I don't know if it's still there, downtown Minneapolis, Hell's Kitchen.
Oh,
Did you ever go there?
I did not, but it's good food from what I'm told by my chef friend.
Fantastic food.
It's still
at
there.
Hell's Kitchen.
The other place that I did like to go was the Egg and I.
The Egg and I. Yep. Over in they had one in Uptown and one somewhere else too.
Just over off of University in
It
St.
was
Paul.
that's
Right
right
at the
in the
midway
old
point, really.
the Egg and I, a great place for breakfast, but they were right
Like
in the
280 in
the
University.
epicenter of
Yeah,
the
280.
BLM burning and riots up here in Minneapolis, Lindale Lake area. And so they were, I think they survived that, but they were a block or two off. There you go. There's your snuggles.
Yeah, there's my warmer.
There, that'll keep Chuck warm. What keeps Chuck warm on a cold morning in the house when
My
there's
boy.
no fireplace burning?
He's upstairs cuddled up in her own blanket.
Nice.
Ugh.
Ken Ballos is in. He says, "Good morning, good Sunday morning, everyone."
Good morning,
Ken Ballos
Ken.
from down at the castle by the roadside. He ain't afeard of coming up on Sunday morning. Ain't afeard at all. Good to see you, Kenny. I don't know that my brain is fully awake yet.
I could use
That's my problem with the morning. So, though I woke up very early, got up upstairs, was upstairs around 5:30 or 6, somewhere in there. And that's my kind of my morning routine. I get up early, I clean up all the messes around the kitchen. And when you spend, we do dishes every day. It's the kids' chore, but if the kids don't get to it and they go off to school, it's like, damn it, now I got to do those dishes. And Rainey's the same way. And so you wash it. So I washed up all the dishes. Our dishwasher needs to be repaired, like your furnace, much like your furnace. Yeah. So when can you be here to fix the dishwasher? Oh, how's about February 2nd? Okay. So we're washing dishes by hand up there. Oh, such menial, sweaty pursuits. And I did all the dishes. I did every dish. I think I washed every dish and every pot and pan in the house. They were all out, all dirty. If there was anything in the cupboards, I missed it. And so I washed it all. I dried it before everybody was up and put it all away. And my kids will be like, they'll wash, 8 glasses and 2 plates and a couple of pieces of silverware, and then I'll find them with 3/4 of the chore not done and on their devices or doing what they're doing. And hi, good morning, by the way. Why is it so bright? Because you just woke up. That's why.
You are the sunshine that lights the world.
Look at the camera. Come over here. That is the quintessential mini Rainy right there.
Yeah.
So, how you doing, baby? And so I do all these dishes. You ever have this experience, Chuck? Dave, it doesn't so much count for you because you don't have kids at home. But Chuck, you do all the dishes, or you do a task like that. Did all the dishes, and then the kids. I was on saying the kids will take a break. Well, how come you didn't finish the dishes? Well, I'm waiting for them to dry or for somebody to put them away, so I have room to put new ones down that I've washed. And I'm like, there's a drawer full of hand towels right there. You can just dry those babies off and put them away. I said, what do you think I do when I wash dishes? And nobody's there clamoring to help mom or dad. Oh, mom and dad, please continue washing because we'll get the towel and we'll dry those and put
Let
them
us
away.
help you. Why
That
don't you ever
doesn't
let us
happen.
help you?
Let us help you. Let us be conscientious. Let us share in the upkeep of our home, please. It's the least we can do. We little consumers and non-productive consumers in your house. And so I dried all the dishes. Then I did all the pots and pans, dried those, stacked them up, did all the silverware. Mind you, I washed them one by one, not handfuls.
Like you do.
And rinse them because how many dishes do you, when you have your kids do the dishes, how many times do you go, I can't eat
Christmas
up
Eve.
that? You put it back
Christmas
in.
Eve over at your house, and I go in there to get. You said go get food, go get food. So I go in there and I'm fixing a plate, and I turn around, all the forks are gone. Ellery goes, "I got you," or no, Rowan, "I got you." She swishes a fork under the faucet and hands it to me. There's still mashed potatoes on it as she hands it to me. I'm
There
like,
you go, Uncle Dave.
"Yeah, I'll just wash
I
that.
got that
I'll just
for
wash
you."
that."
And so now my whole point I'm getting to, you spent a couple of hours cleaning the kitchen, scrubbing off the counters, scrubbing the floor where somebody spilled something. And it's like, oh, that would hurt too much. My food would get cold that I spilled on the floor, but my food would get cold. So I got to go eat it before I wipe up that gloppy mess on the floor. And then meanwhile, you come by an hour later in your socks and squish. And you're like, oh. And so everything's clean. There's another productive member of Chuck's household.
Yep, cleans the floor.
And so you get everything clean, and then for the next day, you're like, who put that cup on the counter? Who left their cup? Who used peanut butter and left peanut butter on the knife laying on the counter? Go clean that up, because you're like, you become the kitchen police, because it's like, how dare you? How dare you use a plate in my clean kitchen? I washed that yesterday. So,
or worse yet, you do all that work and 10 minutes later with 3 kids, or it's just
that's pretty much
chaos.
it. When we had company coming over for Christmas Eve, when you came over, Uncle Dave, and all my relatives were here, we made the mistake. When was Christmas Eve? Saturday night last week. We made the mistake of on Tuesday and Wednesday cleaning the house. Rainey was like, I want this place to look nice when people get here. It's not that it's a pit of
But it's got
garbage scow when people aren't. It's just messy.
You got kids.
And so let's get it clean. Well, the mistake we made was doing it on Tuesday and Wednesday, because by Wednesday night and Thursday morning, it was right. You never know. So it's like, come on, guys, pick up. So that is the bane of our existence with our children.
And I
Anyone
swear
else
those
out there?
kids,
You got
I
kids?
swear those kids are in another room going, okay, he just put those pillows together, and Ellery's like, I'll go mess the pillows up, and then then they're in there huddling again. Okay, we need someone to mess up the kitchen. Rowan's like, I got it, and
I got it. I got it. I'm on the kitchen. Flynn is just like, I love my son to death, but he is, he's, Mr. We brought this up for like the last year and a half. He is Mr. Pubescent. And, he's turned from his giddy little happy self, which he always was. You remember him that way, Uncle Dave?
I got to tell you a funny story from last night.
The 13-year-old Neanderthal.
Yep.
It's like, son, how you doing?
Gentlemen, I got to go.
Oh, dear.
We're going to go get coffee and try
they got reservations to go get some warmth.
Yep.
So you go get some warmth and have some food.
We'll have a bunch of warmth and a side of pancakes.
You're gonna have the waitress going, are you all done yet? No.
We're going to be here until you close.
Watch. Well, we've been here 2 hours and 22 minutes. So we still got some time. Order another pancake.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, brothers.
Happy New Year, brother Chuck. You have a
Don't
good
be
time.
afraid to stay for lunch.
Yeah, we think we'll just pull up for lunch. Can we switch to a different table so we're going to another room?
Have a good one today.
Have fun, Chuck.
It's all about your furnace.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
Good seeing you. So, Flynn, last night, I'm getting ready to go, and I rap on the door, and of course he has Damien staying over, And
Damien. Damon. It's Damon, but Damien slips out of our mouths so easily.
So I pop the door open and say, "Hey, I'm leaving," and he pops off the bed. He's sitting on the edge of the bed and comes over and steps out into the hall and pulls the door shut behind him, and then gives me a big hug. And then it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's cool. It's cool. I won't say nothing, you know.
Well, Dave brought over here. Let me grab this. There's a story about the boys.
I said, now you be good. At least don't get caught doing anything not good.
That's right. So Dave brought over all these old studio lights for the studio down here. All of these,
Oh,
and they're old. They got a.
You could have picked up a nice Fresnel. You grab the can.
Yeah, and it's got all the. I got to clean these up a little bit. They've been in storage for years, and so I'll clean them up, and we'll hang these all these studio lights, and they've got the
barn doors.
The barn doors that go on here. And so these will all hang up in the studio. He brought a bunch of these over, and they're not heavy, but they're all out in Dave's car with all the barn doors.
Some of them are nice Fresnels, but he grabs the cheap can. That's nice.
Sorry, I just grabbed the closest one in the dark. And, all the barn door elements that go on the top. And so I said, let's just get the boys. The boys will help us out. And or maybe this was with the sound bar component. Raini likes to find these things in the marketplace, bookshelves and curio cabinets and things that we need around here. Find some good ones, sometimes for free. People just getting rid of them. And we went over, and the guy said, hey, for a couple more bucks, he says, I'll give you this whole sound bar system that I got that I don't use. Or he said he went to a sound bar, and he's got this whole system that's almost like new. And but it was comprised of about 18 components of stereo equipment. It's a huge sound system. You put speakers up all around the room and stuff like that. So we brought all that home. And again, the boys, a little earlier in the day from when you got here, Uncle Dave. And they're still, it was yesterday morning. I came upstairs at about 5:30 in the morning, and I hear them talking in the bedroom. And I go in, and both the boys are sitting like this underneath the blanket on Flynn's bed, watching TV and talking. And I go, hey, you guys are up early. Come on, get up and let's go do some stuff around the house. And they're like, we're still up from last night, Dad. I go, well, go to sleep. So around about the time we get back with the stereo components and stuff, the soundbar components, and we go wake up the boys. And well, I think they were awake. Hey, come on out. We could use your hand. Take 5 minutes. Many hands make light work and fewer trips up and down the stairs to the downstairs where it's all going. So Damon is like, whenever he's over here, I think his mom would say, he's not that way at home, but he jumps up and he's like, I'm right there. I'm helping. Come on, Flynn. And he kind of kicks Flynn in the ribs and says, come on, let's go. Let's go help. And Flynn's like, ugh. And so Damon comes out and helps us with all the components. And we come back in, and Flynn's still laying on the mattress on the floor, the air mattress. And so a little later, Uncle Dave comes, and hey, we could use some extra. Dave says, we just got to carry all these cans in and bring them down to your studio. And I said, don't lift a finger, Dave. I said, I got 2 teenage boys here. That's what they're for. And so I went and got the boys, and I'm like, hey, let's go get those. Help us carry something in. It'll take you 2 minutes. None of it's heavy. And Damon's like, I'm right there, Scott. And Flynn's like, and but they came out and they helped carry it all in. So those are the studio lights. I'm going to get them cleaned up, maybe painted up a little bit, and then we're going to install those all in here in the rafters. And my dream will have been achieved for the little theatrical lighting down here in the black rafters. And
no more washed out face.
No more. Well, that's the camera. I have to see if I can get it into my budget. I may get a new camera. There's the built-in camera on my computer, and it's not adjustable. You can't compensate for light and dark. So if I turn on all the lights, all of a sudden, you know what happens?
I was always happy with the camera on my laptop, but now I'm spoiled because of the camera in my phone, which is so nice. And then I turn on my laptop and I'm like, well, what happened? I look out of focus. I'm fuzzy. I'm like, I don't remember my camera being so bad. I don't think the camera's any different. It's just not as nice a camera as I have on my phone.
Right. So yeah, that's the same thing. And so Ed Weeb says overnight those darn things, that'll make some heat. Well, we're going to put some bulbs in it, LED lighting system in there that does not generate heat.
Yeah, they won't be hot, and there's not that many of them.
The old ones, these used to. I'll bet you these got hot in their day.
Yeah, the one that we opened up one of the Fresnels, and it's got quartz lights in it, and those quartz lights, they really kick out heat.
Yeah. So,
but those quartz lights are screwed into an Edison socket, so shouldn't have any problem. We'll pull those out and put an LED bulb in there.
You can always tell when somebody's old when they refer to the round screw-in light bulb sockets as Edison sockets.
Well, that's the technical electrical term.
Yes, it's
in the industry. That's how we refer to that. That you have Edison plugs, you have Edison sockets. There are various different kinds of sockets and plugs, but that's how we differentiate.
So, well, once again, Raini.
That's how I was educated.
That's educated.
Yeah.
So Raini and I got some new phones yesterday. They're old model phones that are going up because the new versions are coming in, but we still got them.
Which was humorous because the kids have been begging for phones. And they're like, well, you got phones and we didn't get phones and we don't.
Because we pay for them. So we got a really good deal on a couple of new phones for Raini and I. It was time to upgrade. And so we got these Samsungs, and there's my new phone. Oh, I put that picture of Raini as my backdrop. Well, thank you for shutting off on me. So there she is. They're the space adventurer picture, and so we got new phones now, new sounds, new things. But we sat there for a good hour and a half while Dave was over. He happened to arrive when I was putting. Again, antique. I got an old curio bookcase here, and it's got the front glass door and then curved glass around the sides. But putting in the shelves, it's got those old, the brackets you buy any kind of cheap piece of bookshelf furniture at Target or something, and
has a little plastic.
They've all got the little pegs, with the plastic tops on them, and you push them into the holes. Well, these had the little flat, they look like little shovel spades, and they're flat with a peg on them, and a kind of a hollow peg. And those things, I don't know how far back those dates, probably into the 30s. And so I was in there just trying to pull some of these out to readjust where the shelves were. And that's when Dave walked in. I'm bent down, and I got my head inside this cabinet trying to pull out. And he goes, hey, look at this thing. And I go, I can't see it yet. He goes, well, you got to turn your head this way. I go, yeah, I'm inside the bookcase. So look at it in a minute.
You weren't inside the bookcase at that time. You were sitting not in front of the bookcase, but
yeah, but you talk to me like you think I'm flexible or something. Hey, look over here. And I'm like,
turn your head to the right and lift it up at the same time.
Stand up and turn around and look. Scotty, I just wanted to say the sound quality is great, says Ed. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that.
Because we've had sound issues for the last
few
days.
What, Ellery? That's because he knows you're not flexible. Can't hear her through the wall. She can hear me, though, obviously. So I can hear her, but I can't understand her through the wall. So if you got to say something, come in here and say it.
Put a shirt on. Olsen.
She wandered through. She had some clothes on today. That was pretty good. So anyway. Oh, that's because Uncle Dave knows I'm not flexible. That's why he told me to turn around. Yeah, he's a masochist. Can you say masochist?
Sure you can.
Uncle Dave the masochist. Hey, boys and girls. The word of today is masochist. Can you spell it and use it constructively in a sentence?
Sure you can.
Sure you can. So,
I'm going to tell on Rowan. So,
what did Rowan do last night?
well, you know this story because we talked about it in the drive.
Oh, right,
but,
right.
So Rowan got brand new earbuds for
Yeah.
Christmas from her mom.
Yeah.
And was looking at getting a new phone, and her and I had been discussing. I said, if you buy the phone with your money, then I will buy all the accessories for it and stuff. She wanted me to drop $400 on a new phone for her. And so we're out for dinner, and she's got her earbuds, and she's telling me about them and stuff. And we go to Menards to pick something up after dinner. And no, it was before dinner. We stopped at Menards first, and she's got her earbuds. She's telling me about them. And we head out of the aisle and start down towards the cashier, and she stops and she goes, "We have to go back."
Would
And
you
I'm
go?
like, "What's
The
wrong?"
coffee's up there with the
She's like,
creamers right
I,
next to it.
I can't
Would
find one of my
you,
earbuds.
pour
And I'm like,
coffee in
"Oh
there?
my God, you only had
I
that with you for a few
do.
minutes."
I do.
So
You
we
go
go
get
back
me a
and we
cup of coffee,
scour.
small child who wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
He'd be living in the wild if I was not here.
So we scour the aisle where
Grateful.
I was there picking up something for Scott and Raini, and cannot find this earbud. And she'd been sitting on the bottom shelf in this aisle. Of course, all the compartments next to her were black plastic, filled with black plastic things, and her little earbuds are black. So I said, well, it could have fallen in one of those. I said, here's what we'll do. We'll stop up front. We ran into somebody up front, and I said, hey, we lost this earbud, can't find it. And they said, we'll find it when we're cleaning or when we're doing restocking or something. And she goes, we'll bring it up to lost and found. And I said, well, I'll check back with you tomorrow and the next day. So we go over to dinner. We're sitting there at dinner, and I've convinced her that it's not a big deal. We'll find it because they're going to do their cleaning and it'll show up and stuff. And she gets up to go get another plate, and I decide to get up to go get another plate. And she leaves her phone laying on the table. So I throw it in my back pocket just so somebody doesn't walk by and grab it. And I'm up getting my plate, and she comes up to me, and she's got the most sheepish look on her face, and she goes, Uncle Dave, I've lost my phone.
And this was her new phone, but one of I think it's Rainey's old phone that we just replaced.
Literally within an hour of her losing like within that hour span, she's lost her earbud and her phone in her head, and she's like starting to freak out. And I said, it's okay. You left your phone on the table. It's in my back pocket. Pull it out and hand it to her. And then she's like, you're just trying to pull stuff on me. And I'm like, no. You walked away and left your phone laying on the table in a restaurant. And that's not good practice, because somebody can just walk by and take it on their way out the door.
Just say thank you. You didn't put cream in my coffee. You didn't finish the chore. You can. Sorry, Uncle Dave.
Ellery, do it right.
You can have this. You can have this as soon as you finish the task.
Got to do the job complete, Ellery.
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 No.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do the job right.
There you go. You put a little bit of cream in that, and it's right there by the okay, I'll just put this $1 back in my pocket. Ooh, that was money earned. Oh, she's got a poo. So there you go.
Okay.
Welcome to my family this morning, folks.
So then before I leave, Rowan comes out and she goes, holds up an earbud. Did you stick this in my room? And I said, no. Yeah. And she goes, well, it was laying in there. And I said, did I not ask you like 40 times? Are you sure you brought it with you?
Sure you brought it along?
It might be in your room. Of course, I had both of them when I opened the case. They were both there. And I'm like, well, clearly they weren't. She goes, you stuck this in my room. And I said, no, I did not stick it in your room. You left it here before we went. So she has her earbuds. She has her phone. Everything's good. But she's mad at me because she's sure I'm pulling uncle tricks on her.
Yeah,
which I would do if I had thought about it.
I had thought if I'd thought about it, and yeah. My kids are precocious is not the word. Spoiled is not the word, because they're way beyond that. Now we didn't spoil them; they're just rotten. So
they're not rotten. They're just kids of this generation.
Yeah, right.
There's an air of entitlement built into them from school, I think, but. It's very frustrating.
It's the generation. It's the mass media generation. It's the device generation. You know, everybody's got to have their device.
If that kid has something, then I must have it too.
Yes.
No,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not how it
If you
works.
say to one kid, hey, I'm gonna, like Rainey will say to Rowan, hey, I got to run to the store. Why don't you come along with me? And the other one will hear it and they'll go, well, I get to go too. How come she gets to go and I don't get to go? And they're like that because they think that every time we go to the store, they automatically get something. Whenever Rainey comes back from the store, I come back. Did you get me something? What'd you not did you get me something? It's not a question. It's usually
What did you get
stated,
me?
what did you get? Well, it's still a question. What'd you get me? Nothing. Why not? We weren't shopping for you. We were getting groceries. Or we had to go pick up toilet paper. We got you
So
toilet paper.
we're gonna stop and get a Hinge last night for you guys, and Rowan's like, well, the Target's right across the street. I'd like to go to Target, and I'm like, well, we're out to get dinner and a Hinge. We're not out to get dinner and take Rowan on a shopping spree. We're in the car, and it's right there. So, and she goes, and we have to be on that side of the highway anyways to go to the restaurant.
She's got it all. See, they got it all figured out.
There's a logic
I've
to
mapped
it.
out the whole route here already.
So I finally cave in and say, okay, because she's like, if you take me to Target, then you won't have to buy me all the accessories for my phone, my new phone. You'll just have to pick me up something at Target. And I said, okay, not a problem. Well, I go into Target or into get the Hinge, and I'm at the cash register, and the register, the girl says, well, that took 52 cents off, but it won't take any more. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? There's hundreds of dollars on my card. What are you talking about? What it is the bank. I had stopped on the way up and took $320 out to give to my storage shed guy, and then went and bought something. Bought all the lights and stuff.
So he made Rowan pay for it.
No. But so I had another card, but so the bank saw suspicious activity and shut my card down.
Yeah.
Because I don't normally drain a bunch of cash out and then go shopping in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And so, and that was early enough in the day that the computer system went, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Shut my card down. Anyway, had the other card with me, so I was able to take care of the Hinge, and then we get over to Target. I'm not eager now to spend, because before I was like, yeah, whatever you want. And now I'm like, don't buy that. Nope. Or I'm not spending that much money. Nope. I'm not. She's like, but you said, and I'm like, that was before I thought I had money in my card. Now I don't know if I do or not. So I'm like,
right. That's and money goes so fast. I know everybody experiences this, unless you're an absolute, I don't know, you live alone or you're very rigidly, tightly wound with how you manage your money. You know, we got paid for a project the other day, and so we went out and we said, hey, we're going to go over to one of the treats we like to take the kids to. We go to Half Price Books, and we like to buy books, and you know, everybody gets to choose a book or two for $3 to $8 or something like that. Well, when you got 5 people doing that, of course, you know, if there's 5 books at $8, that's $40, so it can add up pretty quick. But we went to Half Price Books, and then we were going to go eat. And usually we'll go to Half Price Books and Chick-fil-A, that's been not really a tradition, just a habit that we do because it's right over there. And none of us felt like Chick-fil-A. We wanted to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Anyway, so the moral of this story is you take a family out to get books at Half Price Books. You go eat somewhere, even a not expensive place traditionally. And then we had to run to oh, look at you here. You want to pour it? Or do you want me to pour it? Just a little bit. Oh, that's enough. Thank you. You are a wonderful little girl. What was your name again? Here. Did you want your? Oh. She's doing more because she wants more money. So at the end of the day, you've done your, we went to Walmart to pick up a couple of little things that we could get nowhere else cheaper. And then Rainey said, well, we still got it. We're going to go to Target too. So we went to Target, picked up a couple of things that we needed there. Then Rainey said, wait, we got one more place to stop. And I don't remember what it was. But so at the end of the day, you look at the money you've spent on a family of 5. Oh, now you're ready. Now you're ready to receive your pay. What do we say for our pay?
Give me 100.
Oh, here's
it's a lot like thank you.
That. Go figure out the percentage of that. You don't want that?
I want 100.
You think I have $100?
I know you do.
No, I don't. What do you think we pay for this house with?
Ellery,
lessons of life.
Ellery, upstairs in the living room is a box with 6 $100 bills. In it. You can have.
Who out there would go get me a cup of coffee
money.
And put creamer in it for $1? What? What'd you just tell her?
to go up and get that Monopoly money. There's lots of $100 bills.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, lots of $100 bills in there. There's a $500 bills in there. So, I remember when we were kids, Dave. If somebody in 1972 had flashed $1 at me and said, "Hey, would you give me a cup of coffee?" We're like, "Dude, I'll get you coffee all month for $1."
Well, but coffee.
What could you buy with this $1 in 1972? You could buy 10 candy bars with this.
Oh yeah.
You could buy. Do you want this or not? No, you don't.
Ellery, say thank you.
She's gonna hold out for the 100. Good. I've just saved $1.
You're going to be waiting until you're out of high school to get $100 out of that old man.
That's right.
There's too much Scottish in him.
Yeah, she's gonna be waiting for a long time for that 100, and then it'll bypass her. And when she has kids that are teenagers, they go, "Grandpa gave me $100 for Christmas."
Of course, that'll be enough to get a cup of coffee then.
Yeah. That's to get your coffee today. So with this $1. You could get, when I was a kid, you could buy 10 candy bars with this. Well, maybe 9 because there was the 2-penny tax or whatever it was. On a dime, what was the tax? A penny? But it was a food thing in Minnesota.
When I was in college, that $1 would buy me a loaf of bread and 3 boxes of mac and cheese.
That's it. Or a whole case of ramen noodles. And what else could you buy? Well, it's like I say it all the time. McDonald's, when I was a teenager, it's like, get your cheeseburger, fries, and a small Coke, and still get change back from your $1. You'd get a nickel back. So, do you want it now? Would you like that? Would you like it? Bark like a dog. Thank you. Thank you for getting my coffee. See, it pays. See, we're benevolent dictators here as parents.
That's
Every
right.
now and then for your chore, if it's done out of the goodness of your heart, we might reach deep in our magnanimity and pull out a quarter or a $1 bill, whatever's there. So Bazooka gum was 3 for a penny. I remember that. Was that the ones with the little comic book sheet that was inside?
Bazooka Joe.
Bazooka Joe. And it was always that big thick one that looked like a pencil eraser, or not a pencil eraser.
And it chewed like one too. They were hard as a rock to start with.
Down the middle, so you could break it in half. And but then we had things where we had friends of ours. They'd show up at the park and they're just like, "What do you got? I got 12 Bazooka Joes in my mouth."
What the hell?
This big wad of gum, like the size.
You want some, and they pull out a chunk and bite it off and hand it to you.
Yep. Here, give me some of that. Here you go. And you blow on it a little bit, get their spit off it. You chuck it in. Yeah, when you're kids, you don't care.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I realized that getting kicked in the nuts was a very painful thing. And it wasn't even a kick. We were at the park, and this is the bubblegum story.
You almost caused a spit take there.
And we had a big, it was Bellevue Park. Whoever named that was some sick bastard somewhere on the city council. Let's build a place for the kids and call it Bellevue. And so at Bellevue Park, they had this like a jungle gym, only it was shaped like a spider.
Oh,
It had the main back went and it kind of zigzagged with a round head on it at one end, but then the legs were ladders that went up and went down. So you had 4 sets of ladders or something like that. And I was balancing, doing the
possibly
thing, walking
6 'cause
along
it
the
was a
spine
spider.
of the spider when I slipped. I went shebang, and I just did one of the and rolled over onto the ground. I must have been about 7 years old, 7 or 8, and my nuts went up into my throat, and I thought I was dying. I lay on the ground dying for a good 8 or 9 minutes, and when I recovered from that, I learned my lesson. Oh, when you hit your nuts on a steel bar with some velocity, that hurts. And of course, they always did that with boys' bikes. Remember, you used to have boys and girls' bikes. Boys had the straight bar, girls had the little curved bar. And it's like,
Which
I
seemed
think it should have been the
backwards.
other way around. The boys should have gotten the little dip in the bar. You know, you slip off your bike seat and it's bang. So
We had a bully in grade school. And of course, this is back in the day. Stingrays with banana seats and the sissy bars, or even if it was just the short curve at the end of the seat, there was always a bar that supported the backside. His favorite trick was to, as somebody rode by, grab that sissy bar and just lock up. And the
yeah.
bike would stop and you would slide off the front of the banana seat and onto that bar.
Yep. Bang. There's not even an echo. It just goes bang. And you're like, oh. Yeah. Yeah. Those were the learning days.
Oh, the learning days. Some people
The
call them the
learning
wonder
days.
years. And the wonder is that you survived to get beyond them.
Yes. Yes. And I'm sure everybody here that's old enough to remember, what do we call the banana bikes?
Banana seats? They were called banana seats.
1970-ish.
Stingrays.
There's
it
a
was
good,
the
I want
Schwinn
to get a good
Stingray.
picture of one. This, I'm going to show you. Mine was yellow, if I remember correct.
Mine was red and
You had a
had
red
the
one?
wide slick tire in the back and
Yep.
a smaller
Those
tire in the
sissy
front.
bars.
Did not quite have the. I had a friend that had the extended fork that made it look like a chopper.
Yep. Oh, and then you had, I'm seeing pictures here. Some of the kids that were the rich kids in our neighborhood
Had like a
they had the
3-speed with a
little
shift.
stick shift.
Yeah, in the center. They had a 3-speed.
Yep. I only had a single speed.
Yep, same here. But I could come down the hill, hit the brakes, and fishtail that back wheel around.
Oh yeah,
stuff, and leave those J's.
Those are made for.
J's in the driveway. And my dad he just got a brand new concrete board, and I would come in and put these J's all over the place. God damn it! Stop doing it.
I'm not finding any pictures with the sissy bars. I see they all had at the end of the banana seat on the back, they had the little sissy
the little
bar.
rounded, and some of them came up with
the big long
extended one. Yeah.
I'm looking for a picture. Oh, here's one. This is almost perfect. Except I didn't have any brake cords. We still had the pedal brakes on ours.
I had a friend of mine in grade school. His dad rode choppers and his big brother rode choppers. They had Harleys and stuff. He had the gold fleck Schwinn with the extended front fork with the tiny little wheel out in front. So he had a full chopper and the 3-speed and the ape handlebars.
Yeah.
Okay. And the big sissy bar in back.
Yep.
And he had the whole thing. And I remember his seat was gold fleck vinyl, and the frame was a gold fleck into like the front fork went almost into like a neon green.
Yes.
And
I know what you're talking about.
Beautiful bike I had ever seen. Oh my God. And I remember us being, so he had long hair. He was one of 2 kids in the entire school that had long hair.
Oh yeah.
And he wore glasses he wore glasses, and his dad had bought him like these John Lennon style little round glasses for the frames. And I thought he was just cooler than shit.
Yeah.
And I remember we were in 5th or 6th grade, and they're teaching us about marijuana, and we got to say no to drugs
Right.
and all this kind of stuff.
They know
And-
to Mary Jane.
And he's like, I would never do drugs, man. That's not cool. And I'm
It's not cool,
in my
man.
brain, I'm thinking, I bet your dad sells drugs.
Yeah, probably.
I just assumed you did drugs because like how many 10-year-olds do drugs? But in my head, your dad's a biker and you're a biker. You just don't have a motor on it yet.
Yeah.
I just assumed you already did drugs.
Bikers, drugs, long hair, drugs.
The other kid with long hair was Scott Casanova. And
What a name.
Oh my God. And Scott had like the perfect long curly hair.
Oh yeah.
The perfect pirate hair, really. And he was very suave. He totally lived up to that Casanova name. Oh my God. He was, all the chicks thought Scott was the cat's meow.
Didn't it seem to be that all the cool kids, the kids would, I remember the shag hairstyle? I'm not talking, it's before the mullet came in, but for guys, women had them too. In the late 60s, the early 70s, they had the shag, and it was not cut with clippers or scissors, but like razor bladed cut. And so it was all uneven, and it was uneven down here, and it came back. It was the shag. And all the cool guys had the shag haircut. My mom just took us to get crew cuts every summer. And we're like, can we get a shag? Sure. And but they always had cool
call it
names
whatever you want.
too.
We're shaving it.
They always had cool names. Now, nowadays, we've heard every name there is to hear. But back then, the kid that was always the cool kid with the cool shag haircut, or the cool, he's a biker and his dad's a biker. He's got the cool Stingray, a bike with the sissy bar on it and the banana seat and the banana handlebars. And but he always had a name like, I remember the first kid I ever heard whose name was Rocky. And it wasn't the Italian version, CCI. It was ROCKY.
Yeah.
Rocky was his name. What's your real name, though? Rocky. Duh. And so Rocky, Shag, the bike, other names like, what were they back then? The cool names were like, I know I'd never met a Trevor before, but Trevor had a shag haircut and the gold speckled Stingray bike. And he always wore like a leather wristband.
Leather wristband, yeah. Scott Casanova, same thing. Big wide leather wristband. His had a watch, like his watch band, but it was like, yeah.
There you go. There it is. That's the bike I had when I was killing. Mine was yellow. So there you go.
Yeah, and that's got the ape handlebars. Mine didn't have the ape handlebars because you look like the ape when your arms are hanging off them.
I had the sissy bar in the back, but I did not have the handlebars like that. Mine were about halfway down.
Yeah, mine were too. Out. But Chris's with his gold Stingray. So imagine that front fork extended out 2 or 3 feet in front, which lifts the back end. It makes it so that it's swept backwards.
Yes.
Right. So it looks like a chopper, and then it had those style handlebars and that style sissy bar on the back, but gold vinyl with a metallic fleck in the vinyl, and then the paint job was gold metallic fleck out into like this neon green fork.
And things shimmered in the light.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and you put like a playing card, and the real cool kids only used aces,
Now, like back where here, I got to get rid of the banner for a second, so you see the wheel. You can't see here, but where the bar extends down to the middle of the wheel on the front, and in the back, there was some kid,
and that's a girl's. That's a girl.
Yes, this is the girls, by the way, because it's got that swoop down in the in the middle. The guys just
boys'
went
bike would
straight
have met
across.
up with where the frame comes up and meets under the seat. There
Yep.
would be a straight bar to the handlebars across there.
Yep.
To the-
You'd have gone straight from the bottom of the handlebars. Well, where the curved bar starts on the right, it would
Yep.
just go straight across to where
across,
you
yep.
see and join the other side. That was the
And
boys'
that's where the shift lever would be too. So
Yep. If you were
coming off
cool.
that seat onto that, you're right into the shift mechanism too.
Well, you see, this is the kind of bike I had because it had no wires, no shifts, nothing, no hand brakes. It was all pedal braking. The thing is too, if mom ever said, "I got you guys new bikes," and you come home and she got us both girls' bikes, some guy in his house on the road on the side of the street, would repair and sell bikes for $1. And my mom picked us up bikes. And I said, I can't ride that. That's a girl's bike. I can't get on that. And it's like, if you were to ever be seen, you'd go ditch your bike in the bushes 3 blocks from school and walk the rest of the way so nobody saw you on a girl's bike. That's a girl's bike. So anyway, that's the way it was. And that's the way it was. What?
I'm just laughing because we both did the Cronkite thing.
Oh, yes. And that's the way it was.
Yeah.
Who was big when I was a kid.
He was huge.
Walter Cronkite.
You never question the news.
We didn't think about it back then either. I didn't think about that.
I can't imagine Cronkite dishing out government propaganda or fake news for the sake of ratings. He was a no-nonsense, this is the news.
What was it, the very famous clip of him when John F. Kennedy was assassinated? He had his glasses on, and he's looking at the news, and they keep breaking in with the news. He takes his glasses off, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States is dead." And he had to do it without emotion.
Yeah.
You could tell it was right under the surface.
Yeah.
But that's the way they reported things back then.
Well, and when we landed on the moon, everybody turned to Cronkite.
Right.
You know?
You had to.
And I remember him still sitting there with the model of the rocket in front of him, and he would hold it up and he would say, "Now this stage will separate from this stage." And as each process, and he dismantled the model and set that aside.
Yeah.
You know, and now we're down to the capsule. This capsule, holding 3 souls, will travel to the moon and circle the moon, and then it will disengage this part, and that part will take 2 souls to the surface. You know, and it just all this weight to everything that he said, and you're like, oh my God. And you're everyone's in the living room biting their nails, just oh my God.
Yep. Yep. I gotta see if I can
and of course news came at like noon, 6 and 10. That was it. And if Cronkite was on the air at any other time, something important had happened.
Yes.
And everything stopped. People stopped and watched.
Because Walter Cronkite's talking on odd time on the television.
Yeah. What's happened?
Yes. So
well, and in fact, stores that sold TVs, their front window had like 20 or 30 TVs, and they're all in there and they're all turned up so that you could hear them. Well, they probably had speakers, but they were turned up in such a way that you're walking down the street, you could hear what was going on. And if Cronkite was talking at 4 p.m, people would just stop in front of that store and stare at those screens because something's happened because Cronkite's on and it's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, he's never on at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, there was no 24-hour news, and I kind of wish that, and this is Ted Turner that created this with CNN, but the 24-hour news thing. The problem is news doesn't happen 24 hours. It just doesn't.
Here you go.
So
they
have to fill all that dead time.
Here, hold on. Hang on 1 second. Sorry that it's playing before I got a chance. Now, I was only 2 years old, going on 3 when this happened. So I didn't see this live, but this is that clip. This Walter Cronkite, I'll probably get a copyright hit for this, even though it's a piece of history, because somebody owns the video. So, but here's that clip. Listen to this, folks. Watch this. Let's see.
Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago.
And on the wall beside him is a wall with clocks for all the different time zones.
Vice President Lyndon Johnson.
So that's what he's looking at.
The hospital.
To those of you who don't understand.
Dallas, but we do not know to where he has proceeded.
He's pretty choked up. He was a big
he will be taking
friend
the oath
and
of
supporter of
office
JFK
shortly and become the 36th President of the United States.
That's the way it was.
Yeah.
And so very historical times there. So.
And back then, that's, you know, when you look at the newsmen from back then, they all wanted to be Cronkite.
Yes.
They all delivered.
Everybody
like
aspired
Cronkite.
to be him.
And we haven't had somebody like that in decades, really.
Yeah.
I
watch Newsmax too, Ken Bellis. Not as much.
I can't think of his name. There was a CNN. This goes back to early 2000s, I think, is the last. A black anchor from CNN. I cannot think of his name.
Bernie Shaw.
Bernie Shaw was maybe one of the last from that had been taught from that same school of thought.
Old school of journalism, television journalism.
And I remember him covering the beginning of the Iraq War.
Yes, I remember that too.
And
the first time we had war broadcast live.
I want to say he was in Iraq when we were bombing it.
Yep.
And yeah, that's just.
I remember all of that. You know, and all that sparks into memory something here. When you think of entertainers like Madonna, she was big when I was in the Marine Corps. One afternoon I was in there and I'm polishing all the brass knobs and fixtures and all of that stuff in the officers' not quarters, their rec room.
Hey, you were polishing
the officers' brass knobs. And so the TV's playing, and we're not supposed to stop and watch. You know, we're lowly private.
Can I polish your knob, sir?
Polish your knob, sir? And so, but Madonna's doing the Like a Virgin song. Is on MTV back then. That was 1980. It was 83 or 84. Can't remember for sure now. But that was planned. That just reminds me of that all of a sudden, how the times have gone by, you know, the years have gone by, things have changed and so on. So, yeah, that's just a non sequitur right there. Just talking about seeing things on the TV. So, yes. Matthew Sainsbury says what really killed Kennedy was the third bullet that broke open the president's skull, Dad told me. His brains were in his wife's lap. Oh, boy, scary. Now, there's still controversy over whether or not there was a third bullet. Or a second gunman even. And
I don't think there's controversy. I think it's just the government doesn't want to share what it knows.
Yeah, they don't want to share what they know. And like
everybody with half a brain can see that there's 3 bullets. And
yeah. And then you got of course, what was the famous line
the magic bullet?
Lee Harvey Oswald was, I'm not your patsy. So or I'm their patsy, or they made me their patsy or something.
Yeah.
And then, so very interesting. Then he's killed.
Yeah.
Before he has a chance to testify. So, hey, Susie Q. Good to see you. I just noticed you're there.
Yeah, I did too.
So,
hey, everyone in the chat room, go out and smash that like button.
Yeah, everybody hit like on this. smash the like button. Smash the like button.
And
Couldn't even
don't
say
be
it right.
afraid to join. Join. It is
Mhm.
not expensive. Join.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to hit that channel join button. We aren't afraid to take $1 from you every month. It could be $1. It can be $5. It can be actually it's only 99 cents. And come over here and say Kenny's in the room. Come here, beautiful. The chair that I had down here for you is gone. Somebody took it.
So here you can sit on the floor then.
There's my beautiful
Good morning,
wife,
beautiful Rainy.
fresh out of bed.
Fresh out of bed.
She ain't afraid to get on with her hair not done.
I got bed beard
Yeah,
too. I got bed beard.
Well,
It
that's for
happens.
here. I got a lap for you.
I don't want to sit in your lap, Mr.
Why?
Weirdo.
Why?
Weird accent. Oh, fine.
Got too many lumps and bumps in it.
I don't want to sit on your chair, Mr. Weird Accent. Lumps and bumps, she says. You got lumps and bumps in your lap. I just need a smooth seat this morning. My
Ellery
wife,
last night.
that's all it takes. We could be I'm not going to get graphic here, but we're walking around the store yesterday and she said something like, "Hey, we need one of those." And she didn't mean anything by it, and I'm like, "Look what you do to me. Just talking to me." And she's like, "You put that away." So
Ellery comes up and jumps in my lap and just buries her knees right into my crotch.
I love when my kids think they can jump in my lap and they jump at me.
Yeah,
But their knees are out to prevent them from hurting themselves when they land in my lap.
yeah. Like
So they either go into my
nothing in your
chest
lap that's
bone,
gonna
my
kill you.
sternum, or into my nutsack.
Yeah.
So there she is.
Shut up, Scotty. Jesus.
You don't like my son. Are you prejudiced?
No, I'm just annoyed.
Are you prejudging me?
You talk that way all the time.
She's a fear to me.
She am a beautiful woman.
She sure am.
Step on glass. Great way to start the new year is step on glass.
All
Oh
right.
no.
Right?
Oh no. That's not good.
Who said happy? Was it you said Happy New Year to me? Because it was like, no, it was Chuck. I'm mixing up my thing. Chuck Hendrickson was on earlier,
Okay.
and their furnace went out last night.
Ah.
So he's sitting all bundled up in a cap and a big coat in his living room. And Dave said, as soon as Chuck came up, Dave goes, "Hey, how's your new year going?" He goes, "Bad."
And I'm like,
It's been a bad year so
how
far
bad
for
could
Chuck.
it be? How bad could it be? We're only an hour or a few hours in.
Few hours in.
Right? Oh my goodness.
So,
We haven't even hit
They
the
went out to eat.
12-hour mark yet.
and their furnace people can't get there till Wednesday. So
Has he been on YouTube yet? I've fixed a few furnaces.
on YouTube,
Well, that's because you're hot.
Hunt for Skinwalker is on YouTube. Free movies.
My
This is elderberry.
my grandma would always call me first to come over to fix stuff before she'd call somebody out. You know how to use that internet? Why don't
Come
you
over
look
here
at
and use
those
that
videos?
internet and look up those videos. And
That's
fix
because
that
Rainy's
thing.
hot. I'll come over and heat your place up.
Right?
So I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust that right.
Chuck's wife
The
might
way
not
it looks.
appreciate that, but you can do what you can do.
Right.
That's right.
But serious, it's usually two main problems. And if it's not those two main problems, then you need somebody to fix it. So
Elderberry, are you
Chuck, if
saying
you're there, get on YouTube and Google that.
they went out to eat? They went
Chuck-
out for pancakes.
Chuck,
Yeah,
if
they
you
went to
know-
the original
The
pancake
original
house.
pancake house.
I wonder if they make gluten-free.
He said
pancakes
because
now.
there's heat there. Elderberry, Hunt for Skinwalkers on YouTube. Free movies. Are you saying that you're watching this show and Hunt for Skinwalker at the same time? I don't know. Maybe Hunt for Skinwalker is more exciting.
Maybe. You know what I really like is Mind Seed, but I wish
Mindseed, yeah.
I wish that it
Yeah.
was easier to use. Like on
To
on the
scroll through their
TV.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
They do have a Patreon, and I had joined their Patreon once for like $5 a month, and then let it go. I didn't renew it, but not for any reason. I just let it go. And but if you go over there, you just get to see their episodes before they put them up, stuff like that. But Mind Seed, go look them up if you want a good, intense paranormal ghost hunting type of a television show. These guys do it, and they don't pull any punches, and You know, they're pretty decent guys.
The only thing I
So-
don't like is the one guy's film style, because the way he films himself.
Shaky cam. Oh.
No.
Not shaky cam. He looks like he's a little person. He films at angles, so he looks like he's a little person. But then you watch this, and he's like a 6 foot tall guy, but he looks like a little person.
And he's ripped, you know, and he's he does music. He's got a band, but he wears a little stocking cap, and he's got his tattooed arms and all that stuff. And
he films at a weird angle.
But he does it at a weird angle.
He's filming. He films like the side and the face, and
he's good at it.
That he comes down at. He just looks like a little person.
He does good production, and his lighting is good. He always does it, you know, in a black room with a spot on him, so there's heavy shadowing, and but yeah, he'll talk like this, you know, and
not that it matters. Not that it matters. It's just at first when I started, Scotty's watching this on TV, and I'm like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like,
"Who's the dwarf?"
Yeah, I'm like, "Who's yeah." And then all of a sudden, there's just 2 guys, and it's the same guy. And I'm like, "What the hell?"
And he's standing up, you know. He's got a physique like somebody who goes and works out at the gym.
Yeah.
And I said, he's not a dwarf. Look.
Not to be like,
but
as somebody who doesn't always like the way
so
she
that
looks,
bothers her.
He films at the wrong angles. I would be irritated.
That's something that bothers her. But they're very good. They're pretty calm. They get scared by stuff, but they're pretty calm. You know, he's got this thing he does. It's hello. He's got this hello.
And he doesn't I don't know which one, but one of them doesn't like bears.
That's him. He doesn't like bears. They were going through the woods to find this old like voodoo tree or something, traditionally an old voodoo tree, and they were going to go visit it and investigate around it. And he says, "There's bears in the woods." He goes, "Don't tell me that." And he says, "That's where I heard you have to say, 'Hey bear, hey bear.'" And so he says, "They say if you say 'Hey bear,' it scares the bears away." So he's walking through on this film. He's going, "Hey bear, hey bear. Hey bear," you hear him in the distance. He's way up in the "Hey bear."
It made me giggle only because with my last trip to Alaska,
that's what she did.
Walking up from the river in the freaking dark with fish, not knowing where there's bears.
Raw fish hanging over her shoulder.
And not to be like Carrie.
Smelling like a fish because you got them draped on you.
Right? Carrie's a strong guy, and I figure I'm with Carrie. I don't have to be scared.
He makes her carry his fish.
And Carrie's walking up, pulling the wagon, going fast, going, "Hey bear, hey bear." And I'm like, "God damn it, Carrie." I'm like, "You're freaking me out." He's like, "Well, do you want to get eaten?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You better start talking." She goes,
"I'm throwing away 60 pounds of salmon, though, if a bear comes."
Right.
Here you go, bear.
Carrie's like, "You're carrying the fish so I can run."
Yeah.
The next day when we went back down to go fish, there was fish carcasses, and the way the walk is, it's you walk up this hill, and it wasn't close to the river. So at some point between the like 3 hours of darkness they had, and from the time we went fishing to not fishing to fishing again, there was a freaking bear who brought fish up. It's like, God damn it. It probably was right next to us.
Who was telling us the other day? Alaska. I'd never live in Alaska. So Alaska, you know, you go to bed and the sun's still up. You wake up, the sun's still up. He says, same or 30 days of darkness. He says, I'm not doing
way
that.
Up there. It's not 30 hours of darkness or 30,
that was that vampire movie.
Yeah. What is it? 30 days?
30 days of dark.
I've got to credit this to Raini, because I can't imagine who else could have caused this, but Rowan has an excellent sense of style. We were at Target.
She's got me.
My matching jammies.
Yeah. Here, show me your jammies again.
Got my
There you go.
my Christmas
I know.
jammies.
But we're at Target, and she's leading the way because she has that entire store mapped out.
Oh yeah,
in her head. She knows
they know where to
everything
find
is.
things fast.
And which impressed me because most women just wander in a store. She was direct. So she's like, oh, Uncle Dave, you could buy me this ottoman, and you could buy me, she's trying to outfit a room, and this rug, and this lamp. And I'm like, wow, those would all go really well together. But no, because that would be like $300.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Uncle Dave's not buying that today.
Well, what if you got me this and this and this? Well, those also look really well together, but no.
She doesn't understand first off, how hard it is to make money, right?
Yeah.
I thought we raised our kids better.
Which I
than
get,
that,
because she's 11.
Every time you turn around, they're asking for something. Can you
But
give
like
me
I
the-
said, when she starts
No.
spending her own money, all that will change.
Yep.
Yeah.
She doesn't really
Yeah.
earn money in a traditional sense, and so money just magically shows up for her.
Right. Christmas
Matthew
and birthdays.
Sainsbury said I just sounded biblical. What did I say?
I don't
Let's
remember.
see. No tats but short and old. No tats but short and old. That's Kenny Bellows.
Oh.
I got no tats and short. No. What are you, afeard to get a tat?
Don't be afeard, Kenny.
Don't be afeard, Kenny. It's the thing to do. So Rainey's got tats. Rainey's
I've
got
got
more tats than I
I've
do.
got a tat on
I
my
hope.
right hand, so when I reach the fork in the Milk Road, and the old lady looks at my right and wants to see my hands, I'm gonna have to show her.
Yeah, I got the sun tattooed. I don't yet, but Rainey's got a tat on her back of her shoulder of the tree of life. Circled the tree of life. She's had that since before I knew her. So, would you get that done when you were 9?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God!
That was my, after I got done with massage school, that was my like reward.
Yeah.
Rowan last night looking through my phone and at old pictures, because she started by saying, as long as I've known you, you've had long hair and a long beard. I've never known you without that my whole life. And I said, well, that's not true. And I pulled up pictures. Here you are at 3, riding on my hip, and oh, look, short hair, short beard. And I'm just going through all these. In some place along there, I came across a picture of the 3 of us, and she stops and she looks at it and she goes, Mom looks really young. And I said, well, your mom was really young. It's like, how
That was
long
the
have you known
post-school
them?
party where Rainey's
my
hair
God.
scraggled all over and we're all lit.
And that was like dawn of that party. We had been there all night long.
Yeah, that was our house.
Yeah.
Everybody's
it was
still in the background of the picture. I think that picture was taken at like 5 in the morning. Everybody's still partying. And Rainey's like,
those were the days.
yeah.
I wasn't like,
Yeah, you were.
I was making my pirate face. We were making pirate
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah, and there was
the picture.
one other, the blonde chick that used to hang with you.
Jules
was just out of the frame, because in 3 or 4 of those pictures, she's in the picture with us.
No, Jules was sitting on her knees in front of me. And Jeff, her husband, was standing behind. Were they husband and wife yet?
I don't think they were yet. I'm not even sure they were
yet.
dating yet.
But he was all jealous because she goes, I'm going to sit on my knees in front of you and look back like I'm being surprised at the picture. So, but we were all lit too. So, and Rainey's sitting on my lap, and Dave's back there, and everybody else in the background. So I got those pictures somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those were fun times.
Mm-hmm.
She was just blown away by how young we all were.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were young. So,
and she goes, well, I don't remember that. And I'm like, well, you weren't even born
you
yet.
weren't born yet. My mom and dad were barely married at that point.
Yeah.
That might have been before we were married.
Sam was still about 4 or 5 at that time. That party was before Sam's 5th birthday.
Get in here.
So
nobody can see that. So
not be able to see those pictures.
No, nobody can see this. I'm going through my nudie album of Rainey.
Oh yeah, don't show those.
No. Why would I do that?
Public consumption.
That's right, Uncle Dave.
You don't have to stop on them. Jeez.
I'm only stopping because it blots through. Look,
yes,
you do that, you're going to miss some of the pictures.
Yes, he does.
I'm trying to find. Oh, there's
Scott, if you're going to look at those, put your glasses on.
Where did those underpants?
I can see it all. Yeah. Oh, I like my underpants in that picture. Where'd those go? No, there's
no,
the
but
one
if you put your glasses on, then I can see in the reflection what you're looking at. So.
Where did those pants go?
I don't know. I took them. Hang on. Oh no! See, look at that picture. That's so innocent. This was when we were dating.
Tiny little wiener.
But you got no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Look at.
She's standing on
her sticking right.
Her profile, her side to me.
See that right there?
That's light from the background. But she's looking at me, and she got this beautiful shirt on, and she's got her makeup all done in her hair, but she's wearing no pants. Where'd my pants go? No, I'm looking for the pirate party picture. And yeah, look at you there. That's from, what was the date? 2019. That's a safe picture. Just standing in a black workout bra type thing and panties and this huge belly for
Flynn.
no, it was Rowan, I think. Or was that
Oh.
Ellen?
Ellie, I was really chubby with
You weren't
Rowan.
you were chubby with Rowan. You weren't chubby. You were almost dead with Ellery.
I know, but once I got past that point, then
I love that picture where you're flying the kite. I see.
That doesn't say when it actually. Oh, it's 2014. Yeah, that was Ellie.
I love that picture. I'm not seeing the pirate one in here. I thought I could find it readily if I look for
Are
it.
you talking the one I was talking about?
Yeah.
Just go to my Facebook. It's in the photos in there.
Okay.
In the uploads, I think.
I'll take it. Well, it should be right here on my computer. So, which is kind of funny that it's not.
Well, just because you took it doesn't mean you're going to be able to find it.
I've seen it 100 times. It seems in the last month. I keep
I know.
crossing over it somewhere.
It pops up all the time.
And it's like, well, where'd that go? I'll show you this one, though. This was out when we had the ranch. And I love this picture because this brings me back to the days of when we were first married and we didn't have any kids yet. It was just fun times. Were you flying a kite in this picture?
Yeah, we were flying kites that day. I don't know if there's
Let's see. Rainy Ranch, 2009.
Kite string in my hand.
This picture was taken. I'll show you guys this picture because it's a fun picture of Rainy.
I've sent that picture to your messenger just now.
Okay, cool. I'll call that one up too. I'll have to convert it to a PDF, but
yeah, but that was just the fastest way to get it to you.
Here is I'll show you this because it's fun to show. This is my lovely wife back in 2009. Somebody do the math quick. How many years ago is that? 14 years ago. The same woman sitting right here. Let's see. My computer. Upload file. I wish I could just flash a picture up here and instead of it. I suppose it's a safe mechanism. Oh, I didn't want to flash that picture. So let's see. Rainy. Careful, you. Ranch 2009 PDF. Here we go. So here is the lovely Rainy, and you'll see how much she hasn't changed since then. 3 babies later. Here's my wife. There's Rainy way back in the day.
Yep.
There she is flying a kite. That was our ranch. You can see the barn a little bit in the background way back there. But there's my lovely wife. I love that picture of you. It's back when she was tinting her hair a little bit red. That's when I said the redder the better. So I think she's got red lipstick on there too.
I don't have any pictures of Flynn in his pirate coat.
Naturally,
or not Flynn. Sam. I have pictures of Flynn, but not pictures.
I got Sam in his pirate coat. I just put one up on my Facebook page the other day of him with the sword. So he's wearing the pirate coat. It's back a few days on my page. So where's the picture that Dave sent me? And let's see. Oh yeah, that picture here. I was looking for this one too. So if I were to take this and let's save it, we can all talk while I'm doing this. You don't have to just watch me doing.
So funny. So she gave me advice last night. Rowan did on my hair and beard. So because it needs to be cut. They both need to be cut. And I'm like, well, you're not going to get to cut them. Well, she's a little put off by that I'm not going to let her cut my hair.
Well,
but so we started going through pictures of me with different beards and stuff.
When did that come up in there?
She has decided that absolutely not. Mutton chops are a definite no. I can't do mutton chops again. Don't ever do that again, she said.
Nice.
Nice.
And then she didn't like my hair when it was sort of short, but still kind of long, which is kind of shaggy, but not the shag cut. She didn't like that. Yeah, she didn't like that. She kind of likes it when it's on. She's really big on the pompadour. I could do a pompadour, she said. And then she didn't use that word for it, but she described it as like the Captain Pike look and stuff. And there's some boy at school who has his hair like that, and that's cool. And my beard, she decided that of all the beards, I could go back to my goatee. She kind of likes that.
The goatee is good. That's good looking. The lamb chops makes you look. Mutton chops, I mean. The mutton chops make you look oafish and dumb. That's just a personal opinion.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
Sure.
Why gotta be so mean?
You look like the carpetbagger. You look like a carpetbagger after post-Civil War. So,
I was gonna send you one, but now I can't. It's not giving me the tools.
I don't have the tools. This isn't the best way to do this. I cleaned up that picture a little bit just now. I ran it through my filter. So it looks a little painted, but it's
Can you turn that down? That freaking dinged all night long and kept waking me up.
It didn't wake me up once.
Yeah, well, I'll punch you in the arm every time it wakes me up
Here.
tonight.
Will you find the volume on that and turn that down, please? Here is the one of the pictures. Let me find it here. I got to call this up and save it so I can show you. Then Raini insists she wasn't making any faces. Well, au contraire. But let me find this. Where'd it just go? It's a screenshot. This is not going to let me open a screenshot now for some reason.
Haha.
Or did I hit save? Open. Let's see. Again, riveting radio, but it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. Downloads, no desktop. That's right. But there it is. Screenshot. A little cleaned up because it was really fuzzy. So it was taken on like a webcam. We were all sitting in front of the computer. And oh, that's nice cleaned up. It's Dave and me in our pirate hats, and Raini sitting there. We're all fairly lit, like I said. Yeah, I'll just save it right there. I'll save it as a JPEG. No, I have to save it as a PDF, so I can show it. So save PDF. Yes. Okay, here we go. This was taken in 2006 with Raini sitting on my lap and Uncle Dave and I and all of us drinking at the Yule party. Why do I always want to go Southern when I say it was at our Yule party? We were all drinking.
I have no idea because there was nothing Southern about it.
Nothing Southern about it at all. So from my computer, upload. This is the process that you have to go through to do this on my computer, by the way. There it is. There's the PDF. All right. So while that's uploading, we'll just go back to talking because it's radio.
Yep.
And let me.
There's a picture of you and I together at your bar, and I've got mutton chops, and I cannot get it. Won't let me send it or forward it or do anything with it. I don't understand.
So there's Raini in my lap and Uncle Dave and I in 2006. So that would be 17 years ago. This was taken. Yikes. Holy crap. Look at, she hasn't changed at all. She's just more surly now.
She's got the jowls starting.
And then, of course, there was the picture where you weren't making any faces. Mm-hmm. Save as. You guys you're gonna love this one. So
and that brooch I'm wearing on my hat there, that's the one I put into the Rembrandt that I'm painting.
Oh, very cool. So let me open this up. No, I don't have to open it up. I go right here. And I got to clean this up. These pictures are really blurry. And so I've got this program that will prevent the blur, or it cleans up the blur, but at the same time, it makes the picture look a little bit like somebody hand painted it. But that's okay. I got to run it through the cleaner upper.
So
But
when you get done with that, go
he's
to
working on it.
my Facebook page, the photos section, and scroll down in just the normal photos of me that have shown up. And just below, there's a section there that's got the Intrepid banner all pieced out. Just below that, there's a picture of you and I at one of your birthday parties. Oh, this might have been
the outdoor one where
no, this is at Merlin's. A picture of you and I at Merlin's on your must have been. Well, it wouldn't have been your 50th because
it was my 50th. That's when I did my Merlin's rest.
Okay, I was thinking the 50th was at your Larpenter house, but
so here I shall prep this one. There I go again. I always envisioned Tom Hanks in what was it, Lady Killers or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
The way he talks in that
which
movie.
was actually a really good remake.
It was a good movie. All right. This is just for your radio viewing pleasure. See, I started doing it again and I cut it off. Now, Rainey said I wasn't making any faces in that picture when I was sitting on your lap, the pirate thing. And so here you go, just for the record. Please don't crawl under the desk and try to crawl in between us. Thank you very much. Oh, that's the dog this time.
What's she doing? Oh, shooting loving. You want up?
All right. PDF. Here you go, folks. Let me load this in. And I love this picture of all of us sitting here. Where's my window? Dave, how come you're not talking? You're leaving me to talk.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking something out, but at the same time, and I'm not talking. I'm sorry. I'm being bad radio.
Uphold your end.
Sorry. So sorry.
Here
That's an amazing picture of the three of us.
Where'd that go? Where's the PDF?
And Rainey really brightens that picture up.
She's got to go find me.
I'm not sure which picture you're talking about. Did you send it to me?
Look at the one that's on the screen. The one that you shared.
Oh, yeah. She brightened up that picture of a couple of dogs.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the other one where she's not making a face. Ba-doom. So we were all smoking, and that's back when Rainey smoked. She wasn't pregnant yet. We were all smoking. We were all drinking, and it had to be what? I think that's Carrie in the background. So, but there it is.
Yeah.
Those were the days. And if we look tired, we're not tired. It's just 5 a.m. We've been drinking all night.
Yeah.
So
I love my expression in the other one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. And there's Dave with a goatee. I haven't changed my hairstyle or my facial hairstyle since then. Well, I don't know if the different things.
Rowan trying to describe what I should do with my hair. Should do it like my dad does. Well, he doesn't have any hair there to show it. But
what, on my mustache?
No, your hair. She wants me to do sort of a pompadour thing. She didn't know what to call it.
Yeah.
She's trying to describe it, and she's like, "It's like my dad." Well, he doesn't really have any hair there to do it anymore. But
oh yeah. My daughter likes to make fun of how old I'm getting, and I'm like, "You just wait. If I'm still around, you come and see me when I'm 104."
She's like, "My dad has always been old and wrinkly," and I'm like, "No, he hasn't."
I haven't. She was just born. She was born when I was, let's see, if she's 14 or she's 11 now.
Yeah.
She was born when I was 51. So,
Yeah.
So, I said, I used to be young. So, image side, this is Dave and I I'm not going to do many more of these because it takes too much time to transfer them all over.
Yeah.
But this is
People
Dave
can go
and
to my
I at.
Facebook and look at these pictures.
This was at Flynn's Pirate Party. This is the one where Dave made his frock coat, and this is just the one of Dave and I. Save as. Dave made this one too. I'm going to put this back here where I can find it. We're going to save it as a PDF so we can show it off on air. Save and save. I hope that went to the right spot. Let's see. 9806. So let's try this. And StreamYard. And we'll upload the photo. No, not a video file. Thank you very much. If I wore my glasses while I did this, I wouldn't make so many mistakes. So there we go.
The good old days.
Boom. And boom. And upload. Let's see if it went to the right place. It did not. So
I did not
to the
shoot
wrong
that red
spot,
hat well.
so I have to redo it. Because I can't find it now. I can't dig it out. Makes you save a copy, and so it switches everything over and takes you all the way back out. Let's see. This is going to be the PDF, and we're going to put that in just on the desktop so I can find it. Boom and boom. There, I even had to do it twice. So this is Dave and I at my son's Flynn's 5-year-old birthday party, 4-year-old. I think he was 5. But everybody had to come dressed as a pirate. And Dave brought some good costumes along. And so here's Dave and I at the pirate party. And that's the last one I'll do for now because I like that one better. My pretty wife. All of us pretty much.
Are you sure that picture's from the Yule party?
Yep. It's even, the original is entitled Yule Party.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. There's
That's
Dave and I at the pirate party. And we see, you can tell. Look at this one. Look at the color of our facial hair. And then this one.
Oh, yeah. My beard is really gone.
That's got to be, if Flynn was 5, this is like 8 years later. So something like that.
Yep,
So,
that's my 3rd black hat.
There you go. So there it is, folks. That's what we look like as pirates.
And
Ken Bellows, by the way,
because I've lost.
We all were once, says Ken. Yeah. Hey, Ryan Gale. Hey, Ken, how's your voice? Oh, Dave's gone. Dave's gone. How's your voice today, Kenny? How you feeling, brother? Yeah, we were a good-looking couple back then. We even matched. Look at us, black and red. So, them was our pirating days. So, yes, Dave sent me a whole bunch of pictures here, but yeah, I don't have time to convert them all. Anyway, I'm just showing off photos anyway on a radio show. Go figure. So there it was, our old pirating days. We had already turned gray in this one. So those were my missing boots that we found. Remember I was talking about my missing boots? Well, there they are. So, but we did find them for Sam. So I'm going to pull that picture out. And you know what? It's 10:43. We only got a few minutes left of the show. And we've done nothing but, so what's Sunday morning? The Sunday morning show is for all of us to get together and jab about nothing. And so I've done my nothing. Oh, Dave is back. Add to the stream. Or is he? Yep.
I touched a button.
Oh,
Like,
there you go.
what's this X for? Don't touch that X. It should be
That's
a
right.
big X.
That's right.
It should be a bright red X, not a little white X in the corner.
So Sunday morning, by the way, is never to be upheld as any kind of great radio or great podcasting.
Oh no!
This is just bullshitting for a couple of hours on
Coffee
Sunday morning
and a
with a cup
chat.
of coffee. And that's all we're doing here today. So,
And I've drained my cup, and it's a big damn cup at that. So
yeah, mine's cold already. My coffee got cold. So there we
I
go.
drink more coffee on the air with you than I drink when I'm just sitting around with you. I don't
Pretty
know.
much. Any more for me, you know, I don't drink a lot of coffee anymore. A carafe of coffee in the morning. So
I got to go tame the beard.
what the heck is that? Oh, that's part of the thing. So you're gonna go shave it today?
Oh, not shaving it, but I got to tame it. It's just kind of wild.
So when
and
you're
all
working
over
the
place.
courage up to do that?
I've got to get some photographs taken before I cut it off.
Oh, yeah. Well, next time you're over, we'll do a photo shoot.
Oh, well, I should bring my frock coat and stuff.
Yeah. And we'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've got to race off. I'm meeting with somebody up in the cities. I'm working on a project for the lodge, and then going to watch the Viking Packer game and then head home.
Yeah. Who do you favor in the Viking Packer game?
Who do you think? The Vikings.
Well, I know who you like. Who do you think is going to win? That's two different
Ryan,
questions.
my beard is going to be made into a special toupee for Scotty because it's all the right
yeah.
color and texture to match his hair.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That'll be the day.
The-
That'll be the day I wear a friend's beard
I
for
may
hair.
just turn it into a clip-on mullet for you.
Oh, yeah. Clip-on mullet. Oh, that'd be nice. Weave. I'm going to get a weave done so I can have a mullet back there. And
Business in front, potty in the back.
that's right. That's right.
Something for Rainy to hang on to while she's pegging you.
That's right. She got other things to hang on to. An Egyptian beard wig. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Have it shaped into one of those conal beards. Strap-ons, as John Ward called them.
Yeah.
I see Sonenmut is wearing his strap-on. So says John Ward. So I can tell a child's been here. There's some big puddle of sticky mess, like candy or honey or something under my desk. My sock just hit it. Like, thank you, children. See, children, my children especially, nobody wipes anything up when they spill it. I think they think the magic spill wiper fairy comes along and takes care of all that stuff.
What amazes me is that they find like someplace to dump that. You know, like
Yeah.
what were
Under
they
the desk.
eating that they had that stickiness to just dump there?
I know. And how did it get? It's like 2 feet in underneath the desk. I just spread my leg out and I hit it. And I went, what the hell?
Pretty much guarantee it wasn't Flynn.
No, Flynn's pretty good about stuff. So
Well, why would he be crawling around under your desk?
He
There's
wouldn't.
only one really that crawls around under your
you
desk.
know what I find? I got this red file cabinet here, and there's about this much space between the top of the file cabinet and the desk. And I will take finished artwork sometimes, and I'll put it under there. Or I have a painting I've done, a watercolor. And I used to have the stack from the book. I had all those illustrations stacked in
On
it.
occasion, there's a half-eaten peanut butter sandwich.
Yes. Or many times I would find a bowl with dried, crusty, a little bit of mold growing on it, SpaghettiOs. The spoon in it, stuffed under there, sitting there.
Again.
It's like,
Let's think. Who
yeah,
could that be?
that's a Rowan move. We've identified that as a Rowan move in our house. So, yeah, that's what my kids do. So.
All right. Well, we've reached that point.
I've got nothing left to talk about, and I'm starving.
Yep.
So
I've got to go get breakfast for the old man and get things rolling.
I thought it would be nice to go to the Pancake House with my family, but the Pancake House is like 50 miles from here. So it's in Minneapolis-ish. So, but yeah, pancakes. And it's so hard to go find places to eat where my wife can eat. Because my wife is like gluten-free. She can't eat anywhere. So we don't eat out as much as we used to. And
Yeah.
Field Guy's going to do a stream tonight, folks. And he hopes the Saints will win so he won't rant too badly. So check out
What time?
Field Guy's stream tonight.
What
So
time?
Field Guy 316. Field Guy 316. If you don't know where to find him. If you're in this chat room, of course, you know, because it's right there. So, well, I hope you all had a good New Year's Eve last night. That nobody did anything they're still struggling to recover from. That's the only thing I didn't like about drinking too much, even on New Year's Eve, was I don't like recovery time. It's like, if you didn't have to recover from being drunk, if you didn't have the spins, if you didn't throw up the next day or feel like crap the whole next day, it seemingly wasn't fun. But then it's not fun going through that. So, I just overcame my need to be hungover. So there's that.
Yeah, I've just never been into drinking to that point. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I've done it a few times and it's just not my thing. So I don't like losing control of my faculties, and I certainly don't like being intoxicated or playing the inebriate to a point that I don't feel well the next day. So, you make the best pancakes, Captain. Yes, I do.
He does do good pancakes.
I do good pancakes. I make
There
them
are
in
lots
shape.
of mornings after that Scotty'd be out in the kitchen doing scrambled eggs and pancakes.
Scrambled eggs and pancakes. A lot after scotch and cookies. Friday mornings, I still had the 4 or 5 people that would hang out and sleep on the sofas for the last couple hours of the night. And I'd get them all up, and they all had to go to work. I worked at home. And so I was like, who wants pancakes? I'm making pancakes. So I'd make pancakes or waffles or... I did that for the kids for school every day. So I just doubled up my batches.
Bacon.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Dave, get out of here. I'll see you later, brother.
Here. Be good, everyone.
Good day. All right, everyone else. Thank you for being here. That's what Sunday is. If you got nothing else to do and you're doing other things, you can throw us up on the TV. You can throw us up on the computer. You can sit at your computer and do other things and join us and listen. So it's so good to see you all here, and I appreciate your presence and what you add to my life. So thanks for being here. And I'm going to go join my wife and kids and get some breakfast made, or if they haven't started anything, get them all rounded up and go get some pancakes. So you all have a good day. You have a good New Year's, a good beginning to your New Year's. And we're out of here. So live long and prosper.